Hello everybody, it's Nick here, raw in the moment and definitely uncoiffured, as you can tell, sat patiently waiting at my son's football. And I wanted to vlog today. It is a vlog on experiencing the menopause and how it is in reality, because today hasn't been a great day. I awoke this morning and I was just really bone tired. And that bone tiredness hasn't shifted, but more than that, I was really teary, very sad, feeling quite overwhelmed, a sense of, being a servant, really. Yeah, and quite an acute sadness that comes with that. General pissed off, fed upness. With so many things, and I try and step back from it and go, oh, well, what's going on here? Because I do think it's really important to try and observe our cycle. Now, for me, and I know it's different for women depending on where they are in their cycle, I generally don't really bleed anymore, so I don't have that regularity of knowing, oh, I'm about to get my period, therefore I know that's why I'm feeling like this week. So I don't have that. So it's a little bit of trial and error, because the cycle is still happening. My body is still going through ups and downs. But it's at the same time as that's happening, it's transitioning. So there's quite a lot going on. So I guess there's no wonder why we get tired, right? But when I stand back and observe and go, well, what are the contributing factors? One of the big things that stands out to me is that I had a really busy weekend, and I've had 2 weeks of getting back into my fitness. So I've been really unfit for the last few months, and that was driven mainly by the fact that I had a liver overload. So I was really poorly actually over the summer. I was just having to sleep most of the time, and it's because some of my medication for my insulin resistance was too heavy, and my basically my liver was struggling to process everything, and therefore it had kind of gone into work to rule mode, and I was incredibly sleepy. But anyway, that has passed now. I'm under the insulin resistance medication, and I'm just really coming out of that phase and starting to do a little bit more exercise, get on top of things. And it was really interesting that I've had 4 days on the trot in particular where I've been very busy, and I'm busy on all different fronts. So physically busy, physically moving, being in different places, mentally busy, having lots to think about in my head, emotionally busy. So quite a lot of emotional stuff that I've been dealing with because of some of the work and the studying I'm doing around end of life, which obviously brings up our own experiences. So it's kind of like on all of these factors, and it suddenly occurred, and I knew without doubt this morning that therefore my whole day today I just wanted to sleep, honestly. So I do get up very early, and the reason I get up early is because, again, I think it's really important to be in touch with our energy cycles. So I know that for me the morning is the time, if anything's going to get done, if I'm going to be able to operate even when I'm on my worst menopausal day, it's the morning when it's going to happen. But the afternoon and evening is just shit generally. It's just different levels of shitness. So I do get up at 5, and I was late getting up this morning, so that wasn't a good start, because I didn't have my pause for thought and quiet time before the day started. So by the time I got up, one of my children had already got up, so I've already got something in my space. So that's really important, because I think, because when we're going into the Crohn's phases of menopause, one of the things we do need is we need silence, and we need stillness, and we just need time to ourselves. I really crave that. I really crave that. I mean, I can just about bear Radio 4 or a bit of jazz or Ella Fitzgerald quietly in the background, but the thought of a screaming TV and lots of people talking around me, the sensory overload that comes with that's quite it's quite overwhelming actually. And I knew, I said to myself, you know what, if you can manage to get the dogs out today, you're doing really well. But actually I had planned in to be able to rest today. But it's a very interesting lesson in that I have spent most of the day resting, because I hadn't planned to do too much work today, although funnily enough I've ended up actually doing quite a lot of work in short bursts around resting. I put some Reiki healing music on, which actually I find really, I think it definitely does something whilst I'm resting, because I did have a nap this afternoon. But I thought to myself, it's like I've built everything up, and it builds up, and it gets to such a point that I become really emotional and overwhelmed, and things seem far bigger than I can cope with. And that's been today. Lots of tears, lots of sadness, and just a real fragility is how I would describe it. And I do wonder whether what I need to learn is that it's not okay to have 4 busy days, or even 2 busy days, or even 1 busy day. You know, we have to have balance in our life, and I think the menopause really amplifies all of these things that we are not feeding ourselves at a basic human level. That, you know, when we're younger and we've got more energy, we can kind of we patch them over, and I think we enter the menopause. I'm not sure it puts anything there that wasn't there before, but I think it amplifies it, and what it does is it takes away any protective mechanisms we might have. That's my own personal theory. Because I don't just think it's a physical experience, I think it's emotional and mental, and it's a whole lot. And that every single day, it's really important to actually stick to my routine of having that quiet time in the morning. So even if I'm tired, I think I should still get up early, because having that silence and that stillness for an hour, just sitting for an hour now in the dark with a cup of tea before the day starts, really kind of sets the tone for the day. And the other thing is not to have a day where I'm constantly running from one thing to the next. So even if it's only 20 or 30 minute slots that I can weave into the day, where I can actually just sit down and stop and breathe, not just stop doing things, but stop thinking and just actually just be. I think that's massively important. And I've noticed that when I am more structured and disciplined with my day around having frequent and short rest periods, frequent and short, you know, periods of silence and stillness and time to gather myself, it's much easier, and I don't get to this stage of anxiety and sadness and overwhelm, and generally feeling shittiness. And that's what I wanted to share, is that I think it's very important as part of our, you know, kindness, looking after ourselves as we go through the menopause. And actually, I think it applies to the whole of our life. It shouldn't just apply when we're in the menopause. It's just that the menopause is very unforgiving and doesn't let you get away with this stuff. Is to make sure that we've got to step off this rat race. We've got to step off this wheel that keeps going and going and going, and break our day down. You know, it's too long to face it all in one go. Break it down into chunks. And where's your quiet time? Where's your rest time? Where's your joy time? You know, whatever it is that works for you. I mean, my schedule's not going to be your schedule, so I'm not going to go through what my schedule is, because you need different things to me. You know, everybody needs different things to each other. So, but the actual core driving principles are really listening to ourselves and understanding what we need. And I think I've gone 4 days where I haven't done that, and I've just been bum, run. And it was interesting because I left a message to my friend. Oh, I must tell you this. Sorry, I'm waffling on. Saying, oh, you know, I'm developing bad habits, you know, afternoon naps, and you know, I think I'm getting a bit lazy, and I'm not getting the dogs out every day, blah, blah, blah. And my friend messaged back, she says, I don't think they're bad habits. I don't think you're becoming addicted to being lazy. I think your addiction is to being busy, and your problem is actually giving yourself permission not to be busy. And your problem is it's the exact opposite of what I was saying, which is being kinder to myself and accepting that actually it's okay, and it is really necessary to have parts of our day where we bring nothingness in, just nothingness. And I know that helps my mental state enormously if I do that, and there's definitely something in there. So I will leave on that note, because I've been talking for a very long time, and I hope that, as ever, you know, it's with great love and great intent to try and help other people who are going through this transition. And I think it's applicable. I think it's applicable to us as human beings, whether or not we're in the menopause. Okay, lots of love. Take care. Bye.